Hello, hello. My name is Maxine Samone. My company's name is A Touch of Venus, and I'm here to share a message with you. It's been a minute, but I had some downloads come through, and it was about a very Virgo season, like cleaning house, making sure that we are resetting, reprogramming in order to move forward with what feels like a clean slate. There was two examples. The other one will come to me. I'm just remembering the first one right now, but I just moved and there was electrical issues and the box had old aluminum somethings, going on with it. And the electrician was like, there's aluminum, there's copper, there's too many things being routed to one place and not enough to the other. We're just gonna do a whole new box so that we can have all copper and it can be wired to the right things, whatever. And I just found that to be interesting because we're dealing with electricity, we're dealing with currency, we're dealing with energy. I've also been like having a lot of realizations coming through as I'm taking hard looks at my finances and the avoidance that I've had around dealing with certain things like taxes and stuff like that, and how that's so connected to energetic blockages and just clearing all of those out. And I feel like as you're clearing out these old energies or old ways of just like putting a band-aid on things, you're making room for new visions, bigger dreams, bigger goals. And there's another example. I can't think of it right now. Maybe it'll come to me in the reading, but I'm going to post this on YouTube. So if you're seeing this on TikTok, you know the deal. If you'd like a personal, everything can be found in the description box below. Oh, also trusting this process, not trying to speed up this process, because this is imperative to make sure that your foundation is correct moving forward. It's sustainable moving forward. It's efficient moving forward. Very Virgo things, And so you might be detoxing. I think that there's a call to slow down and not push forward. I've been personally getting the messages around like avoiding burnout, or not avoiding, but being mindful of burnout, and how do you actually want to build this next chapter to be sustainable, And so, yeah, all of these themes are coming up. I think we're about to get out of Mercury retrograde, so that's a good thing. So the clarity, the revisiting of things, going back, retracing steps. Oh, my son, there was another thing. My son, he was doing Legos. He did his whole Lego set super fast, like within an hour and a half, like all these pieces. But when he first started, he was like, I was so frustrated because I forgot one piece and I had to go back and like redo half of it all over again. 333 on the timer. And it's like, yeah, when you try to rush through things, we typically have to go back and redo it. So don't rush through this process. Try to be present and enjoy this process, Let's see. Oh, there's going to be, a time for healing, the balsamic moon. There's going to be changes to the ATLB Snip Feed store, or basically where you check out to purchase readings or to book time with me. I will be making some adjustments that I think will help me with connecting with more people. So just keep an eye out for that. But as of right now, you can book a personal reading in the description box below or the link in my bio, wherever you're seeing this. That's a lot. Yeah, it's like more than 5 cards. Time for healing. The answers you need are coming in the reverse. So it's like, again, an invitation to slow down. This is full moon in Gemini, in the balsamic moon. It's like where you're looking for something, you're just like, you're in this, like, I think you're shedding this like go, and you're like more practicing slowing down, processing the information, not letting the information take over you, like information overload. Believe in the impossible in the reverse. Interesting. The blue moon. We just had a blue moon, right? So again, you might have been given a vision of something new, like a expanded plan or a sneak preview into what is to come next. And I think that makes you excited with that Gemini energy. It makes you want to like get up and do something inspired, you know. But also, how can we create this in a sustainable way so that you can not only enjoy the process now, but enjoy it when you actually get it and get off of this hamster wheel of, I don't know, always striving for something. And it's like, it's good to be ambitious, of course, but are you not allowing yourself to be present? Don't let your past hold you back. Okay, bottom of the deck is a new start is coming. Let's get some details, okay? So what exactly are you healing from? This is a time for healing, it says. It feels like a time for your nervous system to kind of reset your nervous system. And it, to me, it feels like you're kind of shedding the need to like be in go mode all the time, like survival mode, or you may be around people that you feel like you have to look like you're always doing something. It's hard to relax in front of them, or that's, again, nobody is actually creating that except for you. So that's where the work comes in, where you have to sit and ask yourself, why do I feel the need to perform in this way? Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So you're healing your sense of value and your sense of self-worth. I knew the Five of Wands was going to come out. There's conflict around. I had my phone battery is about to die. There's confidence, or there's conflict around worth, and you seeing your worth and allowing yourself time to rest. I feel like also a little metaphor of my phone battery interrupting and being like, it's about to die. Like, you know, it's like you have to give yourself time to rest in between tasks. Like, as much shit as you're planning, you need to be also incorporating time to relax, to connect with yourself, to connect with your spirit team as well, because they are the little birdie on your shoulder that is trying to get you to help you meet your goals, and take the path of least resistance, right? So there may be some like chaos going on around you or ensuing that you could, in maybe your previous life, your previous chapter, this last chapter that you're closing out, you probably would have engaged with it rather than observing it and asking yourself, what is this trying to teach me? But now you're in this space, I feel like you've elevated, and you notice the chaos around you as a reflection of something that is either trying to pull you back in, because I do feel like you are in a new timeline, especially when it says, don't let your past hold you back. There's an invitation to use this as a mirror and to do the healing work, rather than, you know, it's like literally like it's going to give you the answer that you are frantically looking for. The next steps that you're frantically looking for are being presented to you through the shadow work that is being handed to you on a silver platter, cluttered silver platter of chaos. Okay, let's do a part. Okay, so we left off on some answers that are going to be presented to you through this chaos. It also is reminding me of some messages that I got about Sekhmet and Hathor. Sekhmet and Hathor they're too, the word isn't coming to me, but Sekhmet is the goddess of like destruction and chaos, and she is a fiery energy. Hathor has a more compassionate, loving, accepting energy, and it's the energy of working with fire and water. And so it's also the energy of destruction and creation. And so can you make order of this chaos is your challenge in Virgo season. Yeah, because we're just coming out of Sekhmet season, basically, with this like Lionsgate portal closing out. We're coming out of Leo season. There's a strong lioness energy, and a lot of tower moments kind of closing out. And so there's foundations to be built, you know, and we don't want to build the foundations with the same shit that, like, we don't want to fill up our electrical box with more aluminum. We want the copper, okay? So Spirit is specifically asking why you're having, or asking you to ask yourself, why are you having a hard time receiving what you want, okay? Because, again, we were talking about issues of self-worth. This is connecting to a level of self-acceptance and self-love despite the chaos that may be ensuing in your life. I feel like it's a little bit deeper than that, though. Yeah, I mean, the past is popping up, 6 of Cups, so this is definitely connected to either your past or inner child wound. I feel like it's interesting because there's the home here in this particular card here in the background. So you may be around those that remind you of home, or maybe in a situation where you're around people 222 that, you know, are close, like family. But the giving and receiving, the two hands here, the adult hands on this card versus this giving and receiving between the children, there was something that possibly made you feel unworthy of receiving as a child. And it's interesting because the boy is giving to the girl and she's open. She's like, yeah, like they're happy to share. And then all of a sudden there's over here as an adult, there's something out of balance. So let's see. Yeah, the Empress. Spirit is really asking you to be open to receiving. So, like I said, I'm being put to this challenge as well. Like, I will be making some changes to A Touch of Venus because I want to make my services more accessible. And I also feel like I am being asked to, rather than looking outside of Spirit and outside of 333 on the timer, rather than looking outside of myself, outside of Spirit, outside of this connection that I've been building with the divine, with Source, for the support that I want to build, or the foundation that I want to build in my life, I'm being challenged to trust more than I ever have by offering my services at a sliding scale, or really asking those around me that I serve to support me in a way that feels fair. This rather than giving with expectation, which I feel like, you know, on the surface we're like, well, we charge for services and this is how we recoup our energy. Yes, but also we're moving into a timeline. I see this little tattoo of the scales on his hand. We're moving into a timeline where well, we're in the middle of like paradigm shifts, and I feel like one of the major paradigm shifts, or the things that we can do in this transition space during this paradigm shift, is really expand the heart space through trust, through self-acceptance, through love, through improving our self-concept and our love for ourselves and our ability to receive, you know, really working with the divine feminine, the Empress energy. And that requires a certain level of trust and vulnerability, not just in the emotions, but in also being reflected in the physical and how we operate in the physical. And that is going to be really healing for not only your faith in the divine, but also your root as you trust your community and those around you and those that you serve to support you. Those 10 of Swords popping out in the challenge position because there have been past experiences, possibly from childhood or from those around you that you consider to be close, where when you've asked for support or when you needed support, they didn't support you in the way that you needed to be supported. Maybe you also didn't have an idea of what real support was or what community was, or you weren't taught how to receive. Regardless of how or why this showed up, this is the energy that you believe. Again, because believing in the impossible in the reverse here, this is clarifying this blue moon. This is going to be healing the story you have around your stability, your support, the community, your friends, you know, being able to be held and loved and accepted where you are and how you are, and also for what you have to offer to the collective as well. This requires a very a real hard look at yourself. It requires radical honesty. It requires integrity for you to show up for your community as much as you expect for them to show up for you. It requires utmost faith and belief in the divine, that those that are in need of your service and vice versa, like this reciprocity will be there and everything will be taken care of. It's going to challenge your limiting beliefs when it comes to your faith and also humanity, you know, especially if you're someone that considers yourself to be an outcast, or, you know, my dad told me one time, charity should extend as far as your heart and hand can reach. I love that. And I also just lost my train of thought. That's annoying. The part that I just recorded just stopped fucking recording, so that's cool. I was saying that you are allowing that dormant feminine energy to rise and heal the wounded root chakra, you know, or the wounded masculine, where fear kept us in a chokehold, where our stories replayed over and over in our head, and we diminished our ability to receive. And then I pulled out the 5 of Cups, clarifying, don't let your past hold you back. And it's like there's a lot of sadness there, there's a lot of disappointment, there's a lot of grief. But then Page of Swords came out as well, and it's like Spirit is asking you not to look back. Spirit is asking you to actually put this observation of the past down, because these were learning lessons, okay? We don't even have to go into all that. They're literally saying, don't let your past hold you back. They're asking you to move forward. North Node type vibes, not South Node, okay? And I was reflecting on the spread, and there's only 2 cups, you know, cards in this spread. And that is the 5 of Cups, and we're talking about leaving this behind, you know, moving past this 5 of Cups energy of disappointment and loneliness. And that was the point I was gonna make. Basically, the cure to a wounded root is not hyper independence, but it's interdependence, okay? And I'd love for you to look at that term up. Independence versus codependence versus interdependence, okay? But also the 6 of Cups energy is the only other cup here. And this is like childlike imagination. Look at her ability to receive here. And this is connected to your Empress energy. This is connected to your femininity and your ability to actually tap into that universal abundance, okay? You got this. Keep going. I do love you. And you know where to book a personal reading. And look forward to the updates, okay?